What's up, everyone? George Leeman here with MuscleMasochist.com. Before we get started, if you guys are on my Facebook or email me before, you probably already know, but I'm doing the end of the year sale. If you sign up for 3 months, you get the last month of the year for free. Also includes a free t-shirt, Muscle Masochist apparel, and my new PROM deadlift program, which, if I don't say so myself, is working really well for people. If you know anyone who's bought it, just go ahead and ask them what they think of it before you purchase it yourself. I wanted to make a very important video today for you guys. I do a lot of training to failure. You guys know that if you watch my channel. I do a lot of things for high reps, get as many reps as I can, etc. A lot of my clients do a lot of training to failure. I really believe in training to failure. What I don't believe in is pushing through rep after rep after rep while your form breaks down to the point that you can badly hurt yourself. When I talk about training to failure, I mean training to failure in the sense that you are maintaining a form that is not going to add to your risk of injury. It's not going to make it so you blow out your back, blow out your knee, blow out your shoulder, etc. When I talk about training to failure on bench, if you start pushing one shoulder forwards, like you've probably experienced it, the weight stops moving, it stops going up, and you start pushing that shoulder forwards. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean failure while maintaining good form. If you're squatting and you start to round your lower back and you still have another 3 reps you're trying to hit, and you can feel your lower back badly rounding, you can feel your knees caving in, that's not what I mean. I mean going to failure while maintaining form. This isn't to say that you can't lean forwards and good morning a little bit more of the weight as the reps go on. This is to say that your knees should track properly and you should maintain proper positioning in your lower back, postural integrity. You want to have at least a neutral back, if not an arched back when squatting, at least a neutral back when deadlifting. There's going to be some upper back rounding and stuff like that that I believe is safe, but in general, if you're pushing through reps with weight that's leading to things that's causing you to risk injury on a weekly workout basis, don't do it. This is not what I mean by failure. Failure is not go for another rep because, even though it's very dangerous and your back is rounding and you're not strong enough to maintain proper form anymore, but go for another rep because you see me training really hard on the internet and you want to emulate that. That's not what I mean. When I go to failure, I may use some lower back on pull down, some swinging on my curls and stuff like that. But this is still very safe for me. I never let my back totally round. I never let my knees totally cave in. I never let my elbows rotate above my head when benching up here. Some people will start to bench and they'll start to struggle and the elbows come up, which is fine. You lock out with, the elbows out. But when you start to drift up here, this is where injuries happen. Because check this out for a second. If this elbow keeps going, you tear that rotator cuff. You see what I'm saying? And you'll notice a lot of people start to pull one of those as they're trying to go up. This is not what I mean by training to failure. Failure with good form. This is what you want. Failure while being able to maintain proper form so you don't fuck yourself over. This doesn't mean that you have to have absolutely impeccable form. Otherwise, don't go for a rep. That's not what I mean. Okay? But if you're rounding your lower back really badly, if your knees are caving in, if your shoulders feel like they're about to, tear in half because you're benching elbows out, and that's, just what seems to happen once you get close to the last rep of your set. Your form just goes to shit, and all of a sudden it's really dangerous. Stop a rep early. Stop before you kill yourself. Don't hurt yourself. The key to getting as big and as strong as possible, other than eating right and training, which I assume you already know you have to do if you want to get as big and as strong as possible, is not getting setbacks from being hurt. If you're eating right and you're training right, taking the right supplements, whatever, you're willing to do what it takes to get strong and big in the first place, what's going to stop you is injuries. That's what's going to stop you. So look out and to avoid injuries more so than you even train to make gains. More so than you're even looking to kill it in the gym to make this fast as progress possible. Also, 50% of the battle is just not going so hard that you fuck yourself completely over and ruin your ability to train in general. I see some people push to the point of just injury. I see them go for maxes when they're completely rounded before they even leave the ground. Not what to do. Now, there is, in the beginning, before you learn proper form and stuff like that, yes, your form is going to be a little bit off, and if you push for more reps, it's going to break down a little bit more. It does take time to build up the muscle mass that you need to maintain proper form while pushing yourself very hard. However, over time, you will build up that muscle mass. You'll build up the lower back and ab mass you need to help keep your back from rounding. I've done enough rows, enough deadlifts, enough rack pulls, enough shrugs that I don't really have to worry so much about a spine injury because it's not very easy for me to round my lower back when I'm trying to keep it straight. It's not very easy for me to round my lower back, period. You know, because just there's so much muscle on there, and it's so tight in general that it doesn't really want to be in a vulnerable position. It's very well protected. And this is what you're shooting for. You're looking to build your body up to the point that it can protect itself. You know, I talked to a friend of mine today at the store. I hadn't seen him in a while. He told me he's got like 11 things wrong in his spine. Like he's got like this many slip discs and this, you know, many herniated discs and all these different things. And, you know, I told him, I was like, you know, obviously you're doing some physical therapy for this now, but the worst thing you could ever do is do nothing at all. If you walked around being afraid to pick up a milk jug, 5 years from now, you'd only be that much worse off. You'd have built no muscle up to protect your spine. You know, you'd have built none of the structural integrity you need to keep yourself safe. This is why you see old people that are all hunched forwards and all crippled up and stuff, because they did not go through the years of, you know, maintaining a structurally sound body. You know, physical activity that's going to keep your posture proper and your knees healthy and stuff like that. It's very important to maintain, you know, some sort of activity and to train these muscles properly so that you can maintain good form and stay injury free. So in the beginning, when you are trying to make these gains and you are going to failure to, you know, get that extra PR and stuff, do it with good form. Because in time, you will be able to push harder while maintaining good form, and it'll all work out. Just for right now, don't do anything that's going to set you back because you fucked up your back or your knee or your shoulder or whatever. You know what I mean? It's absolutely not worth doing. Avoid it like the plague. Just get away from it. Don't do it anymore. Get proper form and then do it. Now, again, a squat, it's okay to go into a little bit of a good morning. A good morning is an exercise that is safe to do, but you don't want to do a rounded back good morning. It's one thing to, you know, lean forwards a little bit, use a little bit more back to finish out your squat as the reps go on. It's another thing to round your lower back when leaning forwards. Very different things. Don't do that. It will lead to injuries sooner or later if you do it long enough, hard enough, etc. That's pretty much my advice on it. You know, it's going to be one of the things that keeps you injury free. Is you do want to push yourself hard. Training to failure is good, but it's not training to the point of injury. It's training to failure with good form. Training to failure is training to failure with good form. If that makes sense. You know, like videotape yourself, look in the mirror, have a friend, a knowledgeable friend critique you, get a coach or something so that you're not going to fuck yourself over for the future. You know, protect yourself now, be bigger and stronger and better and wiser in the future. As always, guys, thanks for watching my videos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out musclemasocist.com for approved products, apparel, online coaching, programs, and stuff like that. And stay tuned for more. Peace.